Good morning. How are you? How are you doing today? Yeah, good. I hope you enjoyed last evening and in general the conference today. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the pool party tonight. But before that, let's get some work done. Yeah, my name is Vasil Chimev. I'm a NativeScript core team member. And I'm here today to talk about NativeScript, to talk about the layouts in NativeScript. A little bit about myself. I work on the cross-platform models of the framework. Also, I have like a quality assurance background. I switched to development, to software development in the team like a year and a half before. And yeah, I'm with Telerik and Progress Science 2011. Before I worked on the DAO-PF and Silverlight components, the suite. And yeah, so first of all, we had a great keynote this morning by Dmitry. He mentioned Kinvi Studio, or the strategy of progress for high productivity when developing applications. So yeah, we are gonna talk about NativeScript, which is the mobile part, the mobile part of Kinvi Studio. So basically, when you use Kinvi Studio and go to the mobile application, it's a NativeScript application. So this is not going to be like intro to NativeScript session because yeah, yesterday there were such sessions. I hope that you got a chance to visit Rob Wilder's session. He like had a complete intro, everything that you need to know in general for NativeScript. But just to make sure that does everybody know what is NativeScript? Have you tried it? Have you built? Okay, that's. Okay, yeah, NativeScript. Yeah, let me just to make sure that we're on the same page, go briefly on what is NativeScript. So NativeScript is a core platform native mobile application framework. So first, it's open source. So basically all of the NativeScript source code is up in GitHub. So you could go to github.com NativeScript, and in our organization, you're going to find out everything that we're building. Everything is there. It's open source. It's also free. So you can use it, and you don't need to pay us. It's licensed under Apache 2.0 license. So, you know, it's like one of the licenses that allows you to use it almost for free. You just need to take care of the trademark. I mean, you can use the trademark. As I mentioned, it's cross-platform, so basically you build one application with JavaScript or TypeScript or any of the flavors of NativeScript, and you got both Android and iOS applications. And they are truly native. I mean, there is no web view. Your NativeScript actually instantiates the native components available on both platforms, on Android and on iOS. It's very familiar. What does it mean? It means that yeah, you use JavaScript or TypeScript as the code behind of your application. Also, you style the application through CSS or anything that goes through CSS like Sass or Vest. Also, we have like pretty deep integration with Angular, which is yeah, basically the things that you use in Angular like bindings, components, models. The same stuff you can use with NativeScript through Angular. Also, we were developing more and more our Vue integration. So yeah, basically, yeah, we could say that we are #1 for using Angular for mobile, and we are aiming to be #1 using Vue for mobile. And even in the recent weeks, there is a guy from our community, Jamie, who is developing like NativeScript support with the React web framework. So it's a great community effort. One thing that distinguishes us from React Native, for example, is that we provide like 100% native API access through the JavaScript. So basically, when there is a new version of the of Android or iOS, you can use it right away. then you can access all the native APIs, APIs, yeah. I remember in the last fall, for example, when Apple introduced ARKit, basically this was available right away with NativeScript, for example, this ARKit, and also, yeah, it goes out of the box when it's available natively. You can use it with NativeScript. Great. And last but not least is supported by Progress. So basically, we are like a core team based on Sofia, Bulgaria, which goal is to work only on the open source product, open source framework NativeScript. So that's in brief about NativeScript. Let's focus on one thing, web familiar. How many of you are web developers? Okay, half of you. How many of you are .NET or mobile? Yeah, .NET developers, or you have .NET experience, great. And what about mobile, plain mobile, anyone? Cool. So, web familiar. One of the targets of NativeScript is to help web developers build native without going through, learn Java or Kotlin for Android, or without going to learn Objective-C and Swift for iOS. So that's how we ended up with, using JavaScript or TypeScript, and also we integrated with Angular and Vue. Also, we have like pretty good support for CSS for starting your applications. All of these technologies go with NativeScript. I mean, if you know them, you can use them with NativeScript. That's how web familiar comes. One very important thing that is not like so web, is not web-like, are the layouts in NativeScript. And this is one thing that usually web developers struggle with because, they are like, web is web, mobile is mobile, and NativeScript has like a kind of different layout system for mobile. It's not like web. So that's why I want to talk today and kind of try to explain why is it like this and what are the basics that you need to know just to get you be more like, familiar with them, because there is nothing like to be afraid of. It's just like a little practice that you need to have. What is a layout? In general, the most general definition is the way in which parts of something are arranged or laid out, right? It's like how I lay out my slides or how the room is laid out or the wall. As layout, we could think also as a process. So basically, in computing, for example, layout is the process of calculating the positions of different objects. Yeah, we can also take, for example, like a Word document where we have like text, images, any other objects. So, basically how we see them, their arrangement, this is what we call layout, right? Okay, and what is the web layout? Without going deeply into how browsers works, we could say that, in brief, there is like a browser renderer, which goes, it's like, to parse the content that we requested from the server and transform all the elements into so-called document object tree, right? Then, based on this tree, the renderer constructs a renderer tree. And the next step is just to lay all of the nodes of this tree and finally to show it in the browser, right? Really, really, really simple. I try to describe it, and it's only a part of the work of the browser. Anyway, there is like a default behavior of a browser. How it shows like a web page. And for example, if you open any web page and turn off all the sides of all the styles, you're going to see again like a proper structure of the web page, right? And that's because there is like so-called flow in web and in a browser. So basically the HTML document, it's like a living document. We can think of it as fluid. It takes the shapes that we put it in. And there are like three main characteristics of the default behavior. It's like fluidity, ordering, and stacking, which we are going to take a look one by one. Fluidity is basically how all block elements take the shape that we give them. So if we don't put any CSS to style them, their width is going to be like 100%. Also, their inner content is going to wrap the next one if it fits the end of the first line or the single line. And also the height is going to be enough to fit all the content, right? And this is how it looks. Yeah, the green one, we can put it different width, and the inner content is going to vary. Going to wrap to the next lines, so the height is going to increase, or vice versa. This is about fluidity. What about ordering? When we structure our document, yeah, basically it's shown like how we structure it. I mean, if you have like a paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, we are going to see them in the same way in the browser, correct? Yeah, here it is. And what about stacking? Well, this is like how we can see different HTML elements one in front of other. So basically, yeah, we could say that we have 3 dimensions, and depending how we nest our elements, it's like the hierarchy goes deeper and deeper. This is how we how we see them. Yeah, another example. Here we have like div, the block element, paragraph, the block element, and inline element strong. Good. So as we said, we have the flow of web. So when we open a web page and it has no styles, it's still going to have like some structure, right? And the thing is in web that we can control this layout and this structure through CSS styles, for example. There are like, a lot of properties that we can use. The main ones are, of course, height and width of the elements. Also the float property, we can, say like float left or everything to go left or right. Also the position property, which kind of we can use to remove elements from the flow and stick them, or Of course, also the thing is to play like with the hierarchy and stacking of the elements. Good. So as key points here, we have like that. Basically, the browser plays the role of our container that shows that shows our content. So we don't need to define anything in our HTML in order to see the content we want. So basically, we don't have a root element. And also, as we said, the content is like fluid. I mean, it takes the shape that we give it to it, and we can control it through styles. Okay, this is about web. So basically, that's good. We target web developers. We want to help web developers, but still, in native Android and native iOS, they have like layout system, and in Android it's like pretty complex one, and there are like I don't know, maybe around 10, even more layouts. And I just found this like the basic and most used, like a linear layout, frame layout, relative layout. Yeah, there are a lot. I don't want to go deeper because that's not our goal. Just want to give you the sense of what is it and how it is. And vice versa in iOS, I didn't find like such a nice picture drawing, but I found this nice definition. In iOS, we have this so-called auto layout. And basically, it's like layout system, which is purely based on coordinates and constraints. That's all. So basically, there are calculations, and everything is put on the proper position based on coordinates. Great. And here we are, layouts in NativeScript. So what's our goal? We want to kind of make a solution for both Android and iOS, which could be like, not so complicated, but to be applicable for the both platforms. And the thing here is that, here we are not in web. We don't have like a container by default, so we need to specify it. We need to put in our markup or in our code behind like a root element, so called container or layout container, that we are going to put children inside. Okay? So the content that we put inside, it's going to be like laid out based on the container we use. So the thing here is that in NativeScript, we can control the layouts through CSS. I mean, we need to specify what layout we want to use. We need to put the children, the views inside it, and that's it. We can use CSS to style our application, but not to control the layout. And yeah, actually, I joined the team exactly like 4 years ago, and this is like a sentimental topic for me, because when I joined, there was like a major refactoring going on the layouts, and they have been written like 2 or even 3 times. And back then, when we actually built them, we kind of made a lot of experiments. What is going to be the best solution? This is to use the most applicable, and the result was that basically we played a lot with the Android layouts, kind of take the essence of them. Also, we took the knowledge that we have previously from the XAML components that we worked on, and the solution is like really close to the Android layouts, the most common layouts, and also to the XAML layouts, like the layouts in WPF and .NET technologies. So basically, this is like the most closest part of the layouts in NativeScript. Okay. So, layout system as a, how to say, like definition, it's like, it works like recursively. So basically we have like a container and views inside it, or yeah, actually we could have like container inside another container with views. So when we want to lay out them, basically we, calculate their sizes and their positions on the screen, and this goes recursively. So from the parent to its children to their children, and so on and so on. And yeah, actually there are like 2 phases. One of them is measuring, and the other one is laying out. But yeah, it's like first calculate what are the dimensions that we need, or to the sizes of the views, and then find the proper place on them on the applications. So the first phase, measure phase, it's exactly. Each view is measured to retrieve its desired size. So its width, its height, yeah. And then the layout phase, based on this measurement, we take into account also the paddings, the margins. We find the proper place according to the parent of the view. Yeah, the main properties that count on the layout system are the margin, the distance between view and its parents, the padding, which is the distance between the container and its children, and also alignment. We could have like a horizontal alignment and vertical alignment. One interesting thing, which I think is like used in web, is that we have like percentage support for these properties, width, height, and margins, because it's easy to work. By default, in mobile and in NativeScript, the measurement goes in DIP, which is like device-independent pixels, but we also can support precise pixels, values, and also percentage support. Cool. This is like the general information. I want to talk a little bit about safe area in iOS, because, with the release of iPhone X and all other similar devices, Apple introduced this new, let's say, term and vision. So basically the area of the screen that is free to use and will not be obstructed by hardware and software parts of the system, this is so-called safe area. And this is how it looks. In portrait view, like this, let's say, an old iPhone, like a 7, and this is on iPhone X, and respectively in landscape. So, but why this is important? Because as we implemented our own layouts, we needed to take care of this, because when Apple released these phones, we were like not supporting them. So we needed to, to make our layouts work like properly for these devices, and to provide support out of the box. So developers no need to care about how to handle these devices. We do it for them. and also allow them if they want to make some changes to do it as they want. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's already supported. And how we did this, it's like basically all the containers available in NativeScript, like the layouts, and also list view, scroll view, repeater, all of them basically lay out outside the safe area, so they overlap. Yeah, overflow the safe area. And everything could be controlled by the property we exposed, iOS overflow safe area. So basically this property is equal to true for all the layouts and for all the containers, and it's equal to false for all the view, like button, label, everything that could be put inside a container. And yeah, actually, you can change the value of the property depending from what you want. Cool, and here we are. All the types of layouts that we have. There are 6. Yeah, we are going through each of them one by one. Really, yeah, just see what they are. Let me do like this. First one, it's absolute layout. Actually, I'm gonna say a few words for each layout and gonna open a demo to show how it works. So I'm gonna turn off the slides and just gonna tell you a few words about the demo that I've prepared. Let me run it. I lose a lot of aliases, so to avoid typing a lot, I'm gonna run it for iOS on the simulator that I've started already here. So while it's building, it's actually a NativeScript application, plain NativeScript without Angular and Vue. Just I use TypeScript. So this is one of the NativeScript templates that I use. It's like side drawers, because here we have like the side drawer. Yeah, we use the side drawer as a root of the element, and we navigate through the side drawer menu. Just a second to rebuild the application and deploy it again. And actually, I started I used the NativeScript CLI, and I started the application with the --HMR flag, which is like a hot module replacement. This is like the feature that we've been working to improve our development experience. So now you're gonna see how I'm making changes, and they go right away to the simulator. So let's see. What do we have? Okay, my terminal, my simulator, my VS Code. Great. So here it's my app root, just to get you familiar with the application. Here is where that side drawer is defined, and it's used as a root of the application. And here is the drawer content and the drawer make content. So drawer content is basically this menu that we see when we press the hamburger button. So I'm going through the absolute layout. Here it is. Yeah, I put some animations that I like a lot. And yeah, let's open see what is it. Do you see? Is it good? Yeah, I hope so. I can move. Okay, yeah, let's collapse the action bar because we are not interested in it. So here it is, like absolute layout. Let's go to the slides. It's the simplest one. Basically, yeah, we just say to the children of this layout, left and top coordinates where to start. And it doesn't enforce any layout constraints, or it doesn't precise at runtime the views. It's basically, yeah, we kind of pin the views that we want to show. So this is how it looks. I have like 3 buttons. I put them give them like text values, put their left and top properties. And also I set like a width and height of them. So for example, now I can add one more button, let's say 4. I want to put it on left 25 and top like 40. Sorry? What do you think? Okay, let's see. Let me just change the color. So yeah, okay, I have the button 4, and yeah, let's try what you said. Left, let's say like 15, 15. Oops. Yeah, money in my hand. My So, no, I mean, this doesn't work for Absolute because, yeah, we actually want to, I mean, it's the percentage value, it's not supported for putting left and top, but what I can do is to put like height and width. So let's, yeah, revert the initial coordinates that I set. And here, if I say like 50% and 50%, and I'm just gonna put the button at 0, 0, so it's like the top left corner, and see what it will be. So basically, it's like, yeah, 1/4 of the screen. It's right. It's correct, right? Yeah. So actually, yeah, I showed on the slide that percentages are supported for height, weight, and margins, only for these properties. I mean, you can use them for other properties. This is about absolute layout. Next one. Doc layout. Well, maybe from .NET you're familiar with the docking concepts. Basically, we can put children on each of the sides of our container. So yeah, left, right, top, bottom. Yeah, we just need to specify doc property. And if you wanna, let's say, stretch a view in the center, yeah, we need to use this stretch last child property, and this to be applied on the last child in the container. Yeah, let's check it out. Doc page. I'm getting back to my app. So what do we have? We have a doc container and 5 buttons for each side. Left, top, right, bottom, and view. If I change the stage last item child to false, yeah, it's going to fit to left by default. Something else, if I want to, for example, change the top, let's say, again, left, the text is going to be left 2. So what we will have, left, left 2, and view. All of them aligned to the left side. And so on and so on. Cool. Next layout, stack layout. It's actually, yeah, I could say that this is my favorite one because, yeah, it just stacks elements below or besides each other. So depending from the orientation, we could have like, yeah, 2 types of orientation. And it's actually, yeah, very useful for creating lists. Let's go to the example, stack page. I'm just going to open the page in the application. Yeah, what we have, like 3 buttons. Orientation is vertical. What will happen when I change it to horizontal? Yeah, they're going to be stacked horizontally. And yeah, again, I can add 1 more button. Let's say button 4. I'm going to just change the color. Green to green. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, there is the 4th one. I don't have enough space, so I can put scroll view, for example, if I want to scroll. Or yeah, in this case, I'm gonna return the vertical orientation. Okay. Next one is wrap layout. Actually, it's like very similar to stack layout. It stacks all the children, but also it wraps them. So if there is not enough space on the line, they're going to the next line. It's very often used for kind of stuff like, similar elements like maybe images in gallery or so on. Let's do this experiment. So I'm on the stack. Now changing to wrap. Let me open the page. Okay, here we are. We have like a 5 buttons. All of them are wrap. Here we have like two, again, we have orientation, I think, yeah. Let me check it out. Yeah, orientation, let's play with it. Okay, so this is how we wrap them vertically. Let me make more, just to show how they will go to the next one. Okay, a few more. So yeah, if you see here is one more button. I can change back to horizontal. And yeah, each of them is wrapped. Actually, here we have like pretty big height width, so I'm gonna decrease it a little. Yeah, here is one, another. Yeah, actually, one thing that is interesting for me here is when we wanna, let's say that we don't have control, don't know what are exactly the sizes of our children. We can use this item width and item height properties. We can put them to the wrap layout, and they're going to be aligned in the same, let's say, maximum width and maximum height, because number 4, it's like less, 150. Good, okay. I don't need this, I need this one. Grid layout. Yeah, this is the most important one. For the grid, we can think of a table, just table with rows and columns which form like cells. All good. Yeah, each cell can have like multiple children. It can span over multiple rows or multiple columns. And by default, there is like one cell. So it's like one column and one row. What else? Yeah, these are the properties supported by grid view, grid layout, like columns and rows. We are going to see how we define them in a second. And actually, we have like different ways to define their size, like absolute, just put fixed value for the column or for the row, auto, which is like as much as the children in this column or row in general cell needs, and also a star, which is like all the available space that's left. These are the properties, columns, and also the grid layout. And here are the children. Basically, we need to specify each child or each view. We need to specify which cell to be in. Yeah, because otherwise everything is going one over another. Let's see it in action. I'm gonna close all of this and open the grid page. So we have like this grid layout. I'm gonna show it here. What do we see? We see like these 3 rows. All of them are measured with a star, which means like, divided equally. So can you see that actually this is like the first row, the second row, and third row. Okay, and we have like again, 3 columns, like the first one, the second one, which is like button 2, and the third one. And the sizes here are like, yeah, for the first one is like 100. This one in the middle is like as much as left after calculating this one, which is like as much as it needs, third one. So about the children, we have like these 5 buttons, and each of them is positioned in particular cell. So this one button with the text 1, it's in row 1, column 1, yeah, and so on. We have, by default, actually, it's like, if I can skip this, because by default, it's like 0, 0 indexes of the column. And what's interesting here is, for example, with 3, we have like row 0, which is like the top, yeah, the top one here. And we say it's like to expand 2 rows. So basically going the row 0 and row 1. So this is how we see it, like 3, the green button. And yeah, we have 4, which is like expanding on 2 rows and 2 columns. And yeah, that's good. We can play something. For example, I'm gonna remove this row span 2. Okay, so yeah, we have like 2 empty cells on the last row, a first column and the second column. And yeah, I can put something there like I'm gonna span like the last button. Column 0 and column 3. Good? Okay. We don't have so much time, so I'm getting back to the slides. Just want to say a few important stuff. There is also support for Flex Layout. If you have done any web work, probably you know what is it. And it's like, yeah, Swiss knife army. I mean, you can do everything with it, absolutely everything. It's, honestly, for me, it's like a little bit like overcomplicated. I mean, it does so many stuff that, yeah, I sometimes get confused. So, yeah, actually, I would suggest you, if you are coming from web and have like a good web experience in Flex Layout, yeah, you can use it here. It's like, that's why we build it, just to feel comfortable. Otherwise, yeah, you can just go with Stack and Grid. This would be enough for you. I mean, if you need to learn something, yeah, it's better to learn Grid. And actually, yeah, Grid and Stack. And actually, Grid is, expanding your web. I mean, the Grid CSS support. So, as the key takeaways from what I showed today, there are a few stuff. Usually, you can achieve every design with using just Grid and Stack. I mean, it's not like mandatory, it's not a rule, but yeah, it's possible. And it's like the simplest way, at least for me. Again, it's not mandatory. There are like also other types of layout. But usually these two should be enough. And yeah, it's possible everything with them. As I said, yeah, go ahead with the Flexbox if you're familiar with it from web. Otherwise, yeah, you could stick to the Grid. You can just play with the Grid. About nesting, again, don't nest too much because, as I started at the beginning, layout process is like recursive. I mean, if you have a lot of nesting, it's going to be like, yeah, your application is going to get like a little bit slower. Yeah, usually a few nested layouts, like 2, 3, 4, they are good enough. Yeah, just don't nest too much. That's as a general rule. Here I can measure, because I mentioned performance. Yeah, we have like measured how optimized our layouts and also try to optimize them more. So yeah, basically because it's native underway, they are pretty fast. I mean, they are fast as native. Just yeah, need to be careful with the nesting. And in comparison, Grid and Flexbox layout, the Grid is a slightly idea faster than Flexbox. That's why yeah, I also prefer to use it. And really briefly, I want to show you the other two pages of my application and how do they look as a source code. Let's go to profile page. Bless you. Well, here I got inspired by Twitter because I use a lot of Twitter. So basically, what do we have there? We have like a profile page. Yeah, I try to improvise, make my own profile page. And yeah, what do we have here? This is how it starts. So we have like a grid layout, which is like basically everything inside the window. Let's say, the black background, and this is the main container that we use here. So then we have another nested grid layout, which is, let's say, the layout with the white background. And we have stack layout, which is used just for the, putting this one here. Just a simple, let's say, hack. And inside we have this scroll view with the other nested layouts. So basically the content itself is put in a stack layout again. And here we have like different stuff like for the username, this one. We have grid with two columns. The first one used for the label username, the second one for the text. Yeah. This is just one of the features of the framework. So basically, I tried to play, different scenarios for iOS and for Android. I mean, the difference here is like in this way. Here we have a star. Here we have auto. So, I mean, it's not something mandatory. It's something that allows you to be more flexible. I mean, if you want to change something to customize it for the one platform, you can put a prefix iOS. If you want to do something different for Android, you can put the Android. I mean, it's not mandatory. It's just like extensibility. I mean, if you want to put it more, different for the platforms. Yeah, it allows you to be like more specific. And so on and so on. I'm gonna show you quickly one more. This is like the feed part, let's say, of the application. Yeah, I mean, you can think again of the Twitter application. This is called cuteness. Is it? Yeah, cuteness, main page. So basically, what do we have here? This is like the item template. Yeah, we have list view with item template. Each one of the items looks like this. We have like a grid layout, 3 columns, 2 rows. You can imagine the columns, I guess. It's like first column for the image, second column for the author, third column for the comments, and we have 2 rows for this title and these 2 elements below. This is how they are organized. And it's like simple feed, but for pets, let's say. We have like a details scenario. Oh, here we loaded it. So it's cool. And I'm gonna have this application. I'm gonna upload it to GitHub. So I'm gonna refer it in Twitter, let's say, to be able to download it and check it out in more detail. And just to wrap up, here are some of the resources you could use with NativeScript. The best way to start is to go to the playground. It's an amazing tool that we've built. It's really easy to use it and to get started with NativeScript. Even build a simple application. Also, the marketplace, the second link, it's like the resource for all the plugins, all the templates, all the code samples that we have. Everything is there. And my favorite is this one, NS Layouts. It's specific playground for playing with the layouts of NativeScript because, there are like 20 examples that you can go and exercise. So going through this tutorial, you feel much better with the layouts, and you can do everything. To get involved more with NativeScript, you can follow us on Twitter, join our newsletter, and also join us on Slack. And Over there is Emil. He's our project manager. He's going to have like the next session for 5 key features of NativeScript for enterprise. If you're interested, welcome to join us. And yeah, thank you. This is my Twitter handle. Not only Twitter, but also GitHub, Slack. I'm everywhere. If you have questions, I'm here today, tomorrow as well. You can find me here, talk, look into something that you have, or just ping me online. Thank you.